What's good, y'all? It's the YouTuber that fell off before he ever made it, you heard? It's me, it's Coffee. How you guys doing out there? And we really got to dig in on this one, like real talk. Everyone pay attention. A lot going on. Make sure to jump in the comments as always. You see we're talking a little bit about Eminem and all that and Tupac, but Snoop Dogg is really fighting hard right now. This is wild. Snoop Dogg's back up against the wall. Like right as everything is coming to fruition for Snoop on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? We know Snoop's done a lot of amazing things in his career, from way back to the early stages of Deathrow, all the trials and tribulations, you know what I'm saying? A murder case, leaving Deathrow, the days with no limit. All the shit he's done over the years, you know what I'm saying? Working with Martha Stewart, the movies, the everything he's done, you know what I mean? And right now, he gets this amazing opportunity with Dre, you know what I'm saying? Mary J. Blige, K-Dot that we keep talking about, you know what I'm saying? The Super Bowl halftime show, yes, we know it's in the news every motherfucking day. But, you know, he's got this executive or whatever you want to call it, position, job at Def Jam. But bringing back Deathrow. Like, all this is really coming onto another level for Snoop Dogg at this later stage in his career. And there's some very heinous allegations against Snoop. Like, real talk. We're going to get into that in a moment. Let's touch on this Eminem stuff real quick, you heard? And then we'll dig into that stuff with Snoop, man. And once again, guys, I really, really need everyone to tap in. You know what I'm saying? Over here on this J Coffee Talk channel, it truly is about hearing what the people got to say. You feel me? I don't claim to be no expert. We just blogging. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And when you tap in with other people, you know what I'm saying? You look at things from different angles. And a lot of times just get a great perspective on things. Now, with this Eminem situation, as I was talking about in a video yesterday, it is truly wild. This Super Bowl stuff is in the headlines. Like, it's dominating the news every day on a whole nother level, you know. And when you pump out these blogs, I try to just not regurgitate the news, you know what I'm saying? That's the point of tapping in with the people and talking with y'all, you know what I'm saying? Really getting that perspective, as I just stated a moment ago. And a lot of times certain things are pushed in the news for different reasons, you know. Sometimes it's just something that people are very, very intrigued in, or sometimes maybe there's an agenda or whatever the case may be. But with this Super Bowl stuff, it's wild. It's like, you know, whoever manipulates the news cycle really wants us talking about all this stuff, you know. And shout out to Erica with a C, as she was stating, like, she don't necessarily believe all these narratives. And why do they want these narratives out there? I want everyone's take on this, you know, that the NFL told Snoop something that he wanted to wear. Originally he couldn't because it was too gang related, you know what I mean? But then he went out there and they didn't want him to push his affiliations to the streets and to the gang culture, but he went out there throwing up C's, hollering out Crip, and C walking all over the stage. They didn't want Dre to say still not loving police, but he put up almost all of the $7 million budget, so he went out there and said it anyways, right? And then Eminem taking the knee. Okay, this stuff has just dominated the news headlines. For some reason, they really want us paying attention to all this and talking about all this. But instead, we're going to talk about why they think, or why we think they want us concentrating on all this. And if you believe all these narratives, you know what I'm saying? Or is this just some ish that they're throwing out there and telling us and wanting us to all just take their word for every bit of it? But I don't know if you saw today, the whole narrative is kind of changed up again. And as we just, you know, saw in the news cycle over the past couple of days, you know, the word that was being pushed. And we haven't heard this from Eminem, although M doesn't really post on social media or speak to the masses via interviews or anything like that often, you know. Like when M does, like, what did he do over the past however many years? When he was beefing with MGK, he did an in-house interview with Sway. A year or so after that, he did the Hotboxing with Mike Tyson podcast. And I think he did an interview with Crooked Eye, another more or less in-house interview. He doesn't really feel the need to tap in with the media, so where are they getting all this? But now the new narrative being pumped is entails Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Because originally it's like, yo, M took the knee. The NFL didn't like that. You know what I mean? But then a lot of people are like, yo, the NFL players have been allowed to take a knee if they felt like it. Or how did that all go now? You know what I mean? Because we know originally this was a very controversial thing. Colin Kaepernick started taking a knee in peaceful protest to police brutality, among other things. And the world went crazy over this. Kaepernick ended up being out of the NFL, I believe, not winning a lawsuit, but the NFL settling a lawsuit as he accused them of collusion, I believe, and they agreed on a settlement. Then Kaep came back for a workout, which Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying, helped put that together. And in the end, Kaep stayed out of football, and a lot of people felt like he didn't take the workout serious or whatever. But I can't remember how it all went after that. Like, if I know more or less players were allowed to take a knee if they wanted to, but I can't remember what the new policy was. Was like, yo, were the players supposed to just not go out to the national anthem if they wanted to take a knee, or they just can still take a knee? I honestly don't recall how it all went, because I don't believe the cameras catch it anymore, because aside from, how anyone felt about the actual protest, what it stood for and the issues behind it, the NFL was just like, yo, this is too controversial. We're going to lose money. We kind of want to nip this in the bud and keep it quiet as kept, So when Eminem did take that knee, a lot of people took notice, and like I said, we've just seen it in the news day after day. Yo, M took the knee in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick, because if you guys remember at that BET Awards freestyle, he was dissing the fuck out of Trump, you know what I'm saying? But then, some platforms were saying, no, he was allowed to take the knee. They were cool with it. Then some were saying, no, he was told not to, but he did anyways. Was the NFL aware? Were they not aware? Well, now the new narrative out there is Eminem. Like, yo, did anyone notice when M kneeled? It was when Dre started playing I Ain't Mad at You on the piano. And people are saying Eminem was trying to show love and honor the fallen legend, the GOAT, Tupac Amaru Shakur. I don't know if a lot of people may remember or not that Eminem actually executive produced the Tupac Resurrection soundtrack. And didn't he have something to do with the Loyal to the Game album as well? Or was it vice versa that he No, I believe I was going to say, did he executive produce the Loyal to the Game album and just have something to do with the Tupac Resurrection soundtrack? I believe he did the Tupac Resurrection soundtrack with, from my understanding, the blessings of Afeni Shakur. R.I.P. to her as well. But what does everyone make of this? What does everyone think of this? You know what I'm saying? Do you guys think that could indeed be what it all was, that he was just trying to honor Pac? Do you think it could have been both, that he was trying to honor Pac and honor Colin Kaepernick? Or what? Jump in the comments, you know what I mean? But why do you guys think that they're going so crazy in the news with this, with these particular narratives? Like I stated, Erica with a C's comment, she says something's funny style about all this, that this is being pumped and pushed so hard in the news. You know what I mean? Let me know what you think in the comments. But now let's jump into this stuff with Snoop Dogg. All right, man. So with Snoop, as I just stated in the, intro to this video, more or less, if that's what you want to call it, Snoop's been at it for a long time and done a lot of amazing things and continued to pretty consistently release music throughout his epic and amazing career. But right now, in this moment that we're in and recently, it has been kind of next level for Snoop, as he did this Super Bowl performance and he got Deathrow. He's bringing it back. And once again, I can't wait to see where this goes. I can't wait to see, what Snoop does with the label. It's pretty dope, too. I don't know if you guys peep the new logo. It's still Deathrow Records, right? But instead of, dude in the electric chair, it's the Dog Father sitting on his throne. That's pretty lit. I'm fucking with that, you know what I mean? But this blew my mind when I seen this. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? I've never heard of anything like this against Snoop. You know, Snoop is a pretty beloved individual, and I always point out, I'd have to say the most known rapper in the world. And when I say that, I mean everyone knows who Snoop Dogg, whether it's your grandma, you know what I'm saying, a 90-year-old white lady who's never listened to hip-hop music, or, of course, hip-hop heads, cats that like rock music, people who are wrestling fans. Snoop has made appearances everywhere. Everyone knows Snoop, and for the most part, I've never heard anything but great things about Snoop Dogg. But here come some very heinous allegations, and one of the individuals who was joining the discussion in my comments said that they felt the timing of this was very funny style, that it's right when a black man comes into serious ownership of something with this whole Deathrow label. And that is exactly what Snoop is saying, the timing. He mentioned right before he's about to do this Super Bowl performance, all of a sudden, a woman who's being referred to as a Jane Doe has come out and said some very vile things about Snoop and Magic Don Juan. What was his official title? The Archbishop Magic Don Juan, who, if you guys remember, for a while, he was everywhere that Snoop was. You know what I mean? I believe his title was that he was Snoop's spiritual advisor. And something else a lot of people don't know about Don Juan is that this dude hasn't pimped in many, many years. You know what I mean? Even though he still dresses the part and keeps that pimp swagger going, he has not pimped a hoe in many, many years. But anyways, getting to these allegations, this woman claims that she used to, be on stage with Snoop, that she worked on his, what is it called, GGN News Network that's on YouTube, that she was the weather woman, and just did a lot of other work for Snoop Dogg Ventures. And she claims that back in 2013 at some club in Anaheim, Don Juan took her for a ride home. And to just put it simply, because I'm not even gonna say what she said because it's very graphic stuff, but we'll just say that Don Juan violently violated her, plain and simple, in the car is how she's putting it. Then she claims, I believe the next day or later, they went to some offices where Snoop was doing GGN, the YouTube show, and that, Snoop wanted her there to be the weather girl, and she was sick in the bathroom after what just happened to her from Don Juan. And then Snoop came in there, shut the door, locked himself in there, and violently violated her in the exact same way that Don Juan did. Once again, allegedly this is back in 2013 in Anaheim. Now, as I stated, most people that I have seen talking about this or reacting to this are calling BS on this. They don't believe it. They say the timing is fucked up. Snoop is calling it a shakedown scheme in a smear campaign and saying that it's just 100% meritless allegations. He's saying not only is it lies, he's saying he never even had any contact with the woman at all in that way. Like, he didn't fuck with her at all, period. And he went on Instagram and put up a post with a judge and a bag of money or something like that and said gold digger season is here. And the accuser's attorney is calling that more threats by Snoop Dogg. Now listen, it seems very funny style to me as well. Like I said, I want to know what you guys think. Get up in them comments. I truly want to know what everyone thinks, as always, as I stated in the beginning of this video, and I always put out there, this is J Coffee Talk. This is what we do. We talk it up. You know what I mean? So if you're new, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to join the discussion. Hit that bell. We drop content all the time. We talk about sports, music, news, and much, much more. But let me ask y'all this as well. If you do believe, if that is what you're thinking, that this is false and that this is some kind of smear campaign and scandal, conspiracy to take down Snoop when he's really coming up, who do you think could be behind it? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, if you think this is all a scandal, would you be in the thought process that someone came to this woman knowing that she used to be around Snoop and told her, hey, we want you to do this, and she's suing for 10 million. Get in the comments and let me know what you think. Or do you guys think that this, or do you believe that this could be true or is true? Let me know that in the comments as well. But that's going to wrap this one up. It's J Coffee Talk. Eminem, Tupac, Colin Kaepernick, all these Super Bowl narratives and headlines being pushed heavily, in the news cycle. And these heinous allegations at Snoop Dogg right at a time where he's leveling up on a whole nother level after leveling up over and over again throughout his career. What do you make of it all? Let's discuss it below. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for more content. And I'm gone, y'all. Peace.